Morning everybody, welcome back along to Simulation for the Nation and welcome back along to Oakfield Farm, where today is a day of many announcements, some big changes, a completely new progression really for the business here at Oakfield. As you can see, we are back in the drill again, something that I didn't think was going to happen. To be honest, by the looks of things, something that's not going to happen for much longer given this weather. I think we're probably about to get rained off. But we're going to keep going for now, and we're going to run through a few different ideas we've been having recently as a business. Oh, we'll take this one. I've been doing a lot of thinking of late about how the farm is running as an operation, and what we can look into. Oh, shut my window there. How we can look at diversifying, how we can look at increasing our revenue, and trying to make us more successful on the whole. And moral of the story is, from my point of view, I keep coming back to my livestock, and I only have, as it stands right now, we have a little over 60 head of cattle, which is not a significant number by any stretch. And when I sit down with the accountant and we review everything, review all the income streams for the business over the financial year, it always turns out that we make barely any money on livestock. And this last year, the most money we made associated with livestock was actually the selling of straw. So we were making next to no profit off the cattle themselves, off the milk they're producing, because the milk prices are going through the floor at the moment. So we make next to no money there, but in fact it all comes through fodder, through straw, through hay, through silage sales, which we haven't been doing much of. So we, over the last few weeks, have been discussing it with the family and deciding which way we're going to go, and we are going to sell our cattle. From Oakfield Farm. We're going to be switching over purely to arable. So in the coming few weeks, it's going to be time to say goodbye to the livestock, and that means we'll be able to sell up all of the livestock associated equipment, and we're going to be doing a little bit of diversification as well. We're going to be looking into a little bit more of the sales of hay and straw, because we still have quite a bit of grassland and a bit reluctant to transform it all across into arable. But we'll see about that. As you can see right now, though, we are drilling at the moment. We're currently drilling cover crop once again. And this is a brand new field for us. We bought a new field recently. Recently as last week it went through. We decided with our idea to completely change our operations that we should increase our acreage as well. So that's exactly what we've done. We are, right now, if I bring up my map here, you'll see that we are in the middle of field 40, so northeast of our land, and it's a monstrous field. Really nice sized field here, so we're really pushing through to crack on with it. And we're putting a cover crop in now, and then we'll come back and probably drill this into some winter barley later on in the year. I don't know how much longer we'll be able to push on, actually, given this weather. But we're making some nice progress either way, and it'll be good to get this drilled in. It gets quite light and sandy on the top of the field here, kind of on this hill, and there's a few rocks in there as well that we might find kind of kick up. But yeah, looking forward to see how it goes nonetheless, and we'll hopefully get this drilled in very soon. It's supposed to rain for the next few hours, so I thought I came out here extra early this morning, got a bit of a head start, as you can see. So that's all good. And we'll just see how we get going, really. We are still at the moment looking for a replacement driver for Barry, and I believe I found one. We've had a few chats with him, and looks like he's going to be the guy for us. Not only is he a experienced machine operator, but crucially for us and for the future, he also has an LGV license and an HGV license. So look into that what you will at the moment, but we'll come back and have a chat about that later on, because there's going to be some interesting changes on the horizon, that's for sure. But for now, we're going to keep pushing through. We'll see how much of this we can get done before we get rained off. My truck is parked somewhere over there in the mist, so if it gets too much, we'll just park the tractor up, leave it for the day, and we'll go and go back up to the yard. But we'll keep plugging away for now anyway, and we'll catch you up later on. Well, folks, we tried. It's not letting up. In fact, if anything, it's probably getting a little heavier as well. So we're just gonna pick that up and knock off the drill. We'll park up in the weeds here for now. It's kind of nice and secluded over here. So we'll park it up, and we'll have to come back to this when it dries up a little bit. Nothing much more we can do about that for now, but then it's not the end of the world. We'll just swing around here. That's lovely stuff. So as part of the decision we've made to downscale our livestock operations, it also means that currently we do have quite a large amount of grass, and we want to get... I've left my lights on. Turn those off, that's beautiful. Jump out, perfect. We currently do have a fair bit of grassland around here actually. And it is some of that grassland that we would want to look into. We're going to be ploughing that in, we're going to be turning that into arable. So we'll have a drive back up to the yard here, but we're going to have a look at, whilst we wait for this weather to kind of clear up and improve, it's just which fields we'd be able to transform, which ones. We'll keep a few as grass as I mentioned there, but we will look to ploughing a few in, spraying off the grass, ploughing a few in there, and then seeing how we can turn that into a good arable field, really good arable setup. Obviously this field behind me, this is will be an arable field straight off the bat, so we'll get that drilled in the fall, in the autumn there. Let's see George there anyway, and he'd be around, but don't see him. That's perfect, and away we go. So we will take it back into the yard here, like I say, and then we'll have a look-see. Okay, so for those of you who may remember, we did buy this field recently, and the first thing that happened was I had a big flood in the middle of it. But we will probably, I'm very tempted to take a crop of silage off here and then plough this in. This can be one arable field. As I bring up my map, we own field 2 here. Once we sell the rest of our grain off for this year, there's a few things we're looking to do. Once we sell off all of our livestock equipment and the cattle themselves, we might look into buying the next door field as well, which ties onto this one very well, and we could just turn both those straight into arable fields, drill in some barley into these, and that should be good. I think we'll look at keeping 15 as a grass field for now, where we can continue to, as we do have all of the mowers and baler still, we probably will look into keeping this, keeping that one for bale and silage and fodder for sale. I think, and we also probably do the same with field 14 as well, which is a grass field as well. Quite a small one, but it'd be a nice sized one just to keep raking in a few bales. And that will be what we can look into there. But for now, we'll just head back on up to the yard. And yeah, we have a wander through some of our equipment and see what we need to keep hold of, see what can be effectively sold out and changed. Okay, in terms of, see, we've got the sprayer ready to go again here, but it's just too wet, it needs to stop. Told David to have a kind of a late morning because we knew this rain was going to come, and you could kind of quite literally take a rain check, see how it's looking, but I doubt we'll get much spraying done today if it stays like this. In terms of grain, we have our oats left in the corn there. They need to go. Waiting for a lorry to return for that. But we'll shut that down for now. All of our barley is gone. Most of our wheat is gone now. We've probably got the remaining wheat has actually been taken away yesterday in the New Holland. And I left the lights on, flashing on the New Holland as well. So the wheat is gone. The barley is gone. All that is left is... like I say, oats and the little bit of spelt that we had as well. And then that'll be our cereal crops gone, which will be fantastic. It'll be very nice to get that out of here. And then we also have an extraordinarily large number of bales left over, so we'll be looking to get rid of some of this straw. It's not the best time of year to sell it, so we may well keep it until next year. We'll have to wait and see. And a lot of hay as well, that'll be getting sold out. We will continue to use these barns for this exact reason, for stacking bales in, where we can look to keep hold of them, keep them dry until we can sell them off, because I definitely want to keep utilizing all of these. But yeah, I feel like by doing that, it stands us in a great place moving forward to be able to diversify, increase our business operations, our areas of operation as well, whilst hopefully reducing outgoings. It does mean that I've already applied for what we call an operating license to be able to hold and operate HGVs. We are looking to see if we can find a good price at HGV to buy, so watch the space on that front. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we all how we progress with that really, and which way we go. Looking into a few different options at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see how that comes along. But elsewhere, it might be, although these were recent arrivals, it may be the end of the T-dub on the farm, and that giant feeder can be redistributed elsewhere. There's a lot of money tied up in that, so we'll look to recoup all of that. I'll keep the Massey around here. I don't think I could ever say goodbye to that one. That's been here longer than I have. But yeah, very interesting time. Lots to happen. Elsewhere, as we look down over the building site there, you can see that we actually have a fully grown house. They have finished their construction for that stage of the first building, so that's fantastic news to see. The rest are creeping up there as well, so it shouldn't be too long. I believe a lot of the groundworks have been completed already, so they're now moving into kind of the just the actual house construction these days, so it's interesting to see how that develops. But yeah, for now I'm going to go into the office, catch up on a little bit of paperwork, make some phone calls, and see if this infernal rain will disappear. So we'll go and have a coffee, and we'll reevaluate in a couple of hours, I should think. Alright then, folks. Well, it didn't stop raining for a while. It's now early afternoon here on Oakfield, and yeah, the rain kept going for a good few hours there, so it's probably going to prevent us from going back out to drill this afternoon. Certainly not spray. It's going to make a mess if we try and do that. So hopefully we'll just be able to get some good weather tomorrow, and we can just hang fire for a little while. We've been doing a little bit of thinking, and the more we look into the idea of us moving away from livestock, the more we look into the feasibility of the yard as it's laid out at the moment. And what we're likely going to do, as soon as we've got rid of our cattle, which we're hoping to do in the coming week or so really, the next step for us will be we're going to take down some of these pens. The sheds will stay. We don't need to remove the livestock sheds. You never know what might lie ahead in the future, so we'll leave those where they are. But this area here will be taken down. We'll stack these pens and hurdles up somewhere, because this can be a big turning circle for us, and almost it'll mean that we can utilize these sheds a little bit more, make this into a stack yard, and should allow us to have that extra little bit of storage space really. So all these are going to come down. It is a shame, but that's kind of where we are now. And ideally as well, we're going to go and look for there's a few second-hand trucks I've got lined up as a potential option for us, from a logistics company really not too far away. So we're going to have a look at different few options and see which one kind of works well for us. And then we need to get Charlie up here as well to see what we can do about moving on some of our equipment as well. Which seems weird to get rid of some of it, but it's just the natural thing for us to do really. The cattle just aren't working out for us. So yeah, it's coming to that stage that before we invest too much money in them this season for silage, for food storage, for food production for them for over the winter, makes sense that we make that call now. And we will. So that's what we're going to be doing. It's going to be a weird one to do, but that's where we'll stand. Obviously right now as well, we do have some great output from our output capabilities with our machines. The tractors are all new, all very high powered with a great range of equipment to last, so we can facilitate the expansion of land there, probably by another good couple of 100 acres at the minimum, if we need to, so we don't need to worry about investing in a new tractor. The combine will struggle, but then that's due to be replaced probably next season anyway, so we'll see how it goes for this season, I would imagine, barring some unbelievable deal, but I don't foresee that coming. What we're going to do this afternoon, though, we have got the lorry coming back up to take some more grain away. It's going to take a load of oats away this afternoon, because yeah, frustratingly that rain just kind of put a block on us doing any more field work for the most part today, and we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. But that's life. That's all we can kind of work around at the moment. Right now, we obviously have a pit full of silage. We also have a great number of silage bales left, which we might look to start selling off where we can. See what kind of trade we can find for those. I'm not sure moving forward if we'll do silage. We'll have to see if we can get a demand for it. If we can find a buyer, then we'll make some silage, wrapped silage bales. But for the most part, we'll probably be making hay and straw really, and see how that goes, I should imagine. And that might see us find a use for this little storage area as well. You never know. We could get onto some, make a vehicle park in here. We just don't know yet. I'll have to figure that one out. As you can see though, we have got a lovely looking new house here. That's really coming on fantastically. Looks beautiful. And I think there's going to be 5, and we've got 4 more built up there at the moment. So that's going to come along very soon. fantastic news to see that develop. Yeah, we'll look forward to seeing how that continues. But for now, I think I've got a truck driver on the way here soon, so we'll keep an eye out for him coming. And then we're going to be loading some oats up very shortly. So it'd be nice to clear some space in the silos. At some point soon, oh, there comes our truck driver now, actually. At some point soon, we're going to have to get inside these silos and clear them out once we've emptied them. Number 4 has oats in, so we'll get to that one today. We should get probably 50% of that cleared, I should imagine. Which would be great. And then we'll move onwards. So we're going to wait for the driver to arrive here. And he's gonna, when he comes up here, we'll let him go, and then we're going to get this all loaded up. But at this stage, what I will say is thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. There's going to be some interesting changes coming in the future, so I think it could be a long and very interesting ride, and we will document this all as well. So do keep an eye out for that and stick around to see what's coming. But for now, we will leave it here. Thank you ever so much for watching Simulation for the Nation. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button if you are new to the family. That is a nice truck, actually. And we will see you in the next one. So until then, do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, but most importantly, as always, happy farming.